United Nations General Assembly has overwhelmingly passed a resolution demanding an immediate, unconditional and permanent ceasefire in Gaza. 149 member states voted in favour, 12 voted against and 19 abstained. The draft was put forward by Spain, which says it's been working together with Palestine to determine its conditions. It comes a week after the UN Security Council failed to pass a resolution calling for a ceasefire because of a veto by the US. And Gabriel Elizondo is at the UN headquarters in New York and joins us from there. Another General Assembly resolution passed after another one was vetoed in the Security Council, showing the disparity between where the US is and where much of the UN is at this point. Right, Gabe?
That's right. Yeah, that's right. It was overwhelming, this vote. It really showed the world opinion, if you will, about where people stand on Israel's continued war on Gaza. And we actually just have the Palestinian ambassador, Riyad Mansour, just walked out of the General Assembly Hall. And I see if I can pull him over for a second. Mr. Ambassador, do you have a quick second for your thoughts on the vote?
Yes, absolutely.
If you give me 1 second, this will be Riyad Mansour.
Okay.
You just stepped out of the, you're live on.
My friend, you know, the ambassador of Spain.
Spain, yeah.
And we are very grateful for this initiative of Spain. We are grateful for this massive number of countries voting in favor, 149 versus about a dozen. And remember paragraph 10. We demand from each and every country to ensure implementation of this resolution in all of its parts.
That was a key part of this resolution.
That is a key part, and that is the heart of the resolution. We hope that you emphasize it. We are grateful for the international community, for the General Assembly, and of course for Spain and all those countries that voted in favor. Almost everyone in Europe, we are grateful for that, and in all other countries. We need to see implementation, we need to see action and implementation of this resolution.
That was the key message. Thank you very much, Ambassador.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Ambassador. That was the Palestinian ambassador, Riyad Mansour. He just walked out of the General Assembly Hall after these votes came in, so I just thought I'd grab him there for a second. You clearly heard from him, and we heard from his speech inside as well, that really accountability is key in this draft resolution. That's something that we haven't seen in previous drafts, and there's been 3 other draft resolutions that have been approved or adopted by the General Assembly, the most recent last December. But in this one, as you heard from Mansour there, accountability was a key line, the need for accountability. And if in this line in the draft saying member states individually and collectively take all necessary steps to hold Israel in compliance with international obligations, something that quite frankly has not happened so far. So again, historic vote here, as were the previous ones here in the General Assembly. These are not legally binding, but these votes in the General Assembly clearly send a global message, and that message was clearly very loud and clear, with 149 of the 193 member states of the UN calling for a ceasefire and an end to Israel's continued bombardment of the Gaza Strip.
And Gabriel, great work there on capturing, on securing those 2 diplomats as they walked out, as always. What is the makeup of this vote? We're looking right now at the numbers on the screen, 149, or we were, you know, 4. What does the makeup of the vote tell us compared to the previous ones?
Not sending weapons to Israel.
I'll be honest with you, not much. And what I mean by that is about 150 member states are very clear in their positions, and they have been for many, many months now. We've seen that in previous votes. So what we had here is 149 voting in favor to adopt this resolution, 12 voting against it. We've seen about 9 to 12 voting against it. It's Israel, it's the United States, it's Paraguay, and then it's several island nations in the Micronesia area that continually vote on this with the United States and Israel. We saw about 19 abstentions. But overall, it's sort of what we expected, quite frankly. We've seen this vote pattern over and over again. In the last ceasefire resolution by the General Assembly in December, it was 159 in favor, 9 against. So very similar to what we've seen in the past. But make no mistake about it, whether we're talking about 149, 150, this is overwhelming message from the General Assembly, which is really the opinion of the world, if you will. That's what makes this so powerful compared to the Security Council, where there are 15 members of the Security Council, 10 elected, 5 permanent. Here you get one nation, one vote, no veto power, 193 votes. That's really the power of what we just saw in the General Assembly.
Thanks so much, Gabriel Elizondo, there covering that vote at the United Nations.